there's a question here while we're dealing with spanking guitars. Howie Spangler says, how do I get loud guitars and drums without burying the vocals? He's having trouble with a pop funk mix. He also mentioned horns, but I don't think there are any horns in this mix.
Yeah. So how do you get, the question is, how do I get drums and guitar to sound loud and aggressive without burying the vocal?
Yes.
Make the song an instrumental.
Oh, well, there you go, Howie. But
Sorry.
other than that,
it's the wise ass in me. For me, I always mix the song instrumentally first. You know, I mean, obviously, first I listen to the vocal, listen to what's going on, then I mix the song, and the vocal is usually the last thing that I put in. So usually by that point, I've got everything kind of chiseled out the way that I want it. You know, I don't have the magic bullet for that, other than get the band to sound as great as you can, and then just spank the shit out of the vocal to get it to fit in. I mean, again, a lot of the time you might just have to notch it a little bit to get it to fit in, but generally speaking, the vocal should be able to fit right in there, no problem. You know, again, watch and be aware of all the center information. You know what I mean? So sometimes it can be achieved by pulling things out of the center and making things a little bit wider, get them out of the way of the vocal.
Right. So now, one of the things that I've always learned from your mixes is also be brave and experiment. And really, I mean, your mixes pretty much personify. It's like, okay, what the hell's going to happen wrong? I can always press undo or come back if I need to with a lot of your stuff.
Right. What's the worst that could happen? So again, I mean, the bass is an excellent thing. It's like, all right, well, let's just put this on and see what happens. And then I was like, well, what happens if I grind it? You know, like when it went to that one spot where the bass pitched down, I'm like, well, God, I really want to make that a thing. So I was just like, well, what happens if I just gain if I just clip gain that?
Right.
You know, so, and there you have it. And once I did that, you can see a couple of the spots on the blue line here of the bass distortion, again, where I've clip gained other bits that I wanted to speak. I knew in my head as I was working on this, when I worked on the bass, I knew that I was going to add that distortion in there, and the distortion was adding a lot of noise when he's not playing. So I went through and cleaned it out. Secondly, unfortunately, and it's not unusual, there were bad edits. You know what I mean? So I had to go through and clear out some of the bad edits.
When you say bad edits, can you elaborate on that?
Sure can. Let's see if we can give you a demonstration here. So let me play this right here. So this is the DI bass. So let me just play that, and let me flip over to this other playlist. Okay. So
turn your speakers down just a bit if you don't mind. We're getting some bleed.
Yeah. So right here, you're going to hear two clicks. Okay. And they're just bad edits. Okay. So there's the one with the bad edit, and then here's with the fix. So, and again, they were just what they were they were just, they were probably an edit that didn't have a crossfade. And this is nothing that's unusual. It happens all the time. I understand completely. And it's part of my job, you know, as a mixer, it's part of my job to sort those things out. So there was probably 10 or 15 of them on the track, you know, again, not a big deal. Took all of about 5 minutes to sort out.
Because,
so again, what I find is once I start to put some spank on anything, all that type of stuff becomes very apparent.